Well, it's Friday morning, and today we read from Luke 5 1 through 11. On one occasion, while the crowd was pressing in on him to hear the word of God, he was standing by the lake of Gennesaret, and he saw two boats by the lake, but the fishermen had gone out of them and were washing their nets. Getting into one of the boats, which was Simon's, he asked him to put out a little from the land. And he sat down and taught the people from the boat. When he'd finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch." Simon answered, "Master, we toiled all night and took nothing, but at your word I will let down the nets." And when they had done this, they enclosed a large number of fish, and their nets were breaking. They signaled to their partners in the other boat to come and help them, and they came and filled both boats so that they began to sink. When Simon Peter saw it, he fell down at Jesus' knees, saying, "Depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord." For he and all who were with him were astonished at the catch of fish they had taken. And so also were James and John, sons of Zebedee, who were partners with Simon. And Jesus said to Simon, "Do not be afraid, but from now on you will be catching men." And when they had brought their boats to land, they left everything and followed him. So as we read these stories, I think sometimes we have gotten it into our minds that these fishermen are sort of independent small businessmen, like the kind of people that are applauded in our country. They're out there working every day and building up the economy and making America great. These are not small businessmen. They're kind of like economic slaves in a way. When you look at the situation in the ancient world with all the taxes and everything with the fish, fish tended to be caught, and the nice fish, the good fish, the big fish, would be exported to Rome for the meals of the leaders. The rest of the fish would be sold locally, but there were all kinds of taxes and things, and so the fishermen themselves probably didn't even own their boats, and they certainly weren't like independent small businessmen making a living. They were paid minimally, and they were, they had to do all the dirty work with the fish and the nets and everything, but they didn't get paid well. They didn't get they had no real control over what they did. They just had to try and catch as many fish as they could. And so that was their situation. And so for them to leave their nets, it's kind of dangerous, yeah, because if we don't fish, then what's going to happen to us? At the same time, they wanted a better life, and a different life. And so when Jesus says, "Hey, throw out your nets over there," and it's an overwhelming amount of fish that makes the boat start to sink, then they're thinking, wow, maybe there's something to this guy's preaching. And he says, "Follow me." Okay, let's go. Let's follow him. So, for us, what does this mean? We tend to see this passage as sort of a call that we're supposed to be doing some sort of evangelism and fishing for men, fishing for women, fishing for people. I don't think that's what Jesus is after here. He wants them, he says, "Follow me. I'm going to do something different. You're going to have a different life. We're going to fish, but it's not going to be for the fish in the water. It's going to be for people. We're going to bring people into this movement, and I will show you how to do it. So come with me." That's the point. Come with me. And Jesus calls us all to come with him, to follow him. Does not necessarily mean that he wants us to abandon our lives and abandon our livelihood and abandon the things that are necessary and comfortable for us. But he wants us to set all that aside and do something different, do something more. So there you go. Do that today. Don't be afraid to put out into the deep, and don't be afraid to cast your nets and see what happens, because he's with us. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.